But anyhow, I had to clear out my memory card because I filled the darn thing up. I was ranting so much. So I ranted for like an additional probably 10 minutes after my card got full and did not know it. So probably should have cleared it before I started, huh? Because this to me is fairly serious. So anyhow, yeah, I guess that this is really all I had to say. I mean, I guess I didn't need to hear my entire rant anyhow, because I probably started repeating myself. But it's kind of weird what's going on. I mean, it sounds like, from what I'm reading and what I'm understanding it, and now that I've had a chance to actually voice it and kind of talk about it, some of it's clicking a little better in my head. But my gathering on it is that no matter what happens, it's looking like, because of Plan B, it's looking as if the president is going to be able to raise the debt limit. Now, whether or not that's going to affect our Social Security checks, I don't know. I really hope it doesn't. But I don't know. You know, I mean, just because he can raise the debt limit doesn't mean that our checks still won't be sent out, because he's still got to work on bringing things back into balance. It's really, we really need that balance. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm really struggling to understand this. So if you guys, you know, can help me understand it, kind of get my head wrapped around it a little better, you know, put your comments below. Leave me video responses, what have you, so that I can. And I will more than gladly repeat those links in my next vlog and make sure that people can get this message. We need to understand what's going on. The only way that we can not be fearful of this change that is inevitable, it is inevitable. Whether they raise the debt limit or not, there's all these cuts. You know, I mean, they've cut the parks. They've shut a police station down just a couple of towns over from me. You know, I mean, our fire departments, I'm sure, are hurting terribly. And meanwhile, we have this huge drought going on, which means there's more fires, which means there's more money needed. It means there's more people that are in need of FEMA. FEMA's already crapped out on us once. We're just making it worse at this point. And these are natural disasters. We're headed into hurricane season. What are they going to do? You know, what are they going to do? There's so much going on. They have to get their acts together. They really have to get their acts together. So I'm hoping that, you know, everything will kind of get where it needs to be. You know, I mean, I know they need to raise the debt limit. Fine. Let them raise the freaking debt limit. It needs to be done anyhow, obviously. We do need to reduce our spending. Yeah, that makes sense. You should never be spending more than you bring in, but that is the curse of the American public. I think that we're probably the worst country in that way, that people would rather live off their credit cards than pay cash for something. If you don't have it, then don't spend it. That's common sense. But apparently it's not that common. You know, I'm one of those types of people that I don't have credit cards, I don't want credit cards, and there's times whenever I could use it. But you know, all they do is get you in trouble. Don't exceed what you got bringing in. I mean, that's just common sense. So I really kind of, and I'm just one lowly American out here, but I do support a balanced budget. And from what I'm reading of the amendment, I would support that. I would. And I don't consider myself Republican. I'm not fully sure. I usually wind up voting Democrat, and, you know, or somewhere in the middle. I'm one of those wishy-washy type people. I go for what looks best, regardless, Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. If it sounds the best and it is the lesser of all the evils, then that's what I'm going for. And a balanced budget, we should have already had one. Requiring the budget to be locked in for that year, well, hell, that only makes sense. I mean, don't most people form a budget and then try to stick to it? And if they are having issues, you know, with their spending or with their debt limit, don't they kind of decrease their spending so that they can start paying it off? I mean, it's only what makes sense. So yeah, I am kind of in support of it. The whole Social Security age limit thing, I don't think that's going to affect us that much. I could be wrong, but I don't think that will affect us that much. But, you know, like I said, I'm getting a headache now, thinking about all of this. So thank you guys for listening to me rant and helping me understand, because like I said, even just speaking it out loud has actually helped me kind of get it sorted in my head some, even though y'all missed half the conversation I just had with my phone. But that's okay, because now I understand it a little better, so now maybe if I'm asked some questions, maybe then I can explain it better. But there's still a lot of gaps in my understanding, and I'm sure that's the way it is for everybody. You know, for the average Jane, or Joe, because I'm a Jane, but for the average American, I'm sure that a lot of this is like, what? What is going on? What are they doing? I'm hearing this on the 5 o'clock news. I'm hearing this on the 5 a.m. news. Hearing this on the noon news. But we're hearing so many little bits and pieces that are we really understanding it? Do we need to understand it? I think we need to have a pretty good general understanding of it right now. I really do. But that's just me. I'm just one person. But that's where I lie with it. I really do think that even the regular American needs to have an understanding of what's going on, because if they do make this an amendment, then this affects us for many years in the future. Even if they don't make it an amendment and they just pass the Plan B, which it sounds like Plan B would probably go through. And no matter what, the president will have control of the deficit at that point. Okay, fine. It's probably where it's going to go anyhow. But make sure that the American people get their money. Make sure they get their checks. Make sure our veterans and our seniors and our disabled get their money. That money goes back into our economy, which means it gets recycled back through. It's that circle. I don't know. To me, that just only makes sense. But I'm not looking at the whole big picture. I'm not seeing the budget laid out in front of me. I'm not, I'm not up there with them dealing with what they're dealing with. I'm looking at it from my side. Probably a lot of people would agree with me, and probably a lot of people would agree with the government. That's just how it goes. At least we can talk about it here. Some places you can't even talk about it. I'm glad we have that freedom and that privilege, because it is a privilege. But I will shut up now, because now I'm starting to really go on again, and my headache is just going boom, boom, boom. And the light's really getting bright on me. So, yeah, thank you. Give me any of your ideas, any of your comments. Put it all down below. If I need to relink stuff, I have no problem doing it. I have absolutely no problem doing it. You can find me. I'm on Google+. So just look me up. Leave me messages there. I'll put links below for my Google+, for my Facebook. Well, you can't really message me on Facebook. But I'll leave links below for how y'all can leave me stuff. And leave me your ideas. Help me out here. Am I crazy? Am I stupid? Am I understanding this? Am I creating more fear? Let me know. Because if I am, I don't want to do that. But only through knowledge can we defeat that fear. So just let me know. Inform yourself. Help inform me. Inform your friends, your family. Find out what's going on and make your voice heard. Even if it's just doing something like recording with your phone like I'm doing right now. Get your voice out there and get it heard. The more we talk about it, the more they have to talk about it, and the more they have to look about what is actually the greater good, what is the best idea. Raising the debt limit, I think that's inevitable. We don't have a way around that. So whether we like it or not, that has to be a good idea, because we don't have a way around it. Cutting Social Security and other social payments like that, not a good idea. I don't understand it. But again, I'm not looking at the main budget. So anyhow, I'm rambling again. So just, let me know what you think. Help me out. I'll help you out. I'll pass the word on as well. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope that y'all have sort of enjoyed it. I hope maybe I've helped you understand it. I hope maybe I've raised your awareness some of it, if nothing else. I hope I've raised your awareness of this. In this way, like I said, you can make others aware. Maybe it'll get you thinking. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. So thank you for watching and listening to me. I'll put all my links down below for you to contact me, that kind of stuff, comments, all that kind of stuff. Just put it all down below. And I appreciate you. Thank you, and bye-bye.